I was having fun in the operating room, but the rest of the stuff just wasn't lighting me up. And so, like, I think, you really have to follow those signals, or like you're just going to wake up one day and be like, why didn't I just kind of do that thing that really lit me up? That the flow state's a perfect example. Like, if I start working on this stuff, like 3, 4 hours can go by before I even realize like I'm just in a flow state working on things.
The way we like frame things and just look at the world makes all the difference, right? I want to say like the stuff everyone always says, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do. All that stuff. People all say this. Every motivational speaker says the same thing. But the truth is our perception, understanding like what is your passion, what are your values, what's going to drive you? Like real a lot of us, how many old physicians do you know that are full of regret, that are unhappy all day, every day? Is my conversations in the doctor's lounge. I am going to write a book about this, one day. Why the discontent amongst the older, physicians. But you see it every day, all day. People that have just, regretted it, and now they're trapped. They're 74 years old. They're sitting there in the doctor's lounge. They had all these great ideas because a lot of these things are, and they feel like they really missed out on something. So it's amazing, like what you're doing. You know what? Talk about, because this is something I talk about all the time, and I see it on social media. I don't know if you got any pushback. We were talking about that great post that you made. It was just kind of like, it was cool. You're like, I'm leaving medicine to do this, and I've seen it before. And some people are like, it's extreme. Like they'll post and they're like, I'm leaving medicine and I'm going to spend, like 4 years in the Himalayas, like it's so dramatic. For you, you're doing it, to do something. How do you answer to people that are going to say, well, like you spent all this time. I mean, also, I'm two fronts. One, you spent all this time training and becoming an expert and doing a really like difficult it's very, very difficult. I mean, that's a really high level specialty. So just from your own personal thing, but then the people, that 74-year-old doc that's in the lounge, yeah, he might not say something because they may not be on social media, but you know what they're thinking? They're thinking
Yeah.
like, why did we waste a spot on this guy? For me, I'll tell you before even we get there, I'll tell you my thing. We have to do it. We're humans too. Like yes, we have a responsibility to the world. We have a responsibility to our patient, whatever it is, but we don't have to stay if that's not where our spirit, that our spirit is, and our like our life force is. That we don't owe anyone to anyone. And a lot of times, like I see these docs and they leave medicine. A lot of them, they're not even doing anything in medicine. They leave to do whatever.
Yeah.
And I always just support them. I said, man, I'm with you. You don't owe anything to anybody. I get it, but we get like all this criticism. It's like, I know people criticize me. You're like, oh, you're doing podcast, all this stuff. Why? They're like, and I'm also like, well, why not? I was like, I'm going to do the stuff that I'm passionate about doing. And I think I can help way more people with this platform than I can and just whoever, walks through my office.